device back. Hi everybody. Sorry about that. My fingers are in the way here. I will plug in my headphones in just a minute. I was putting my little device in my camera here and got a little sidetracked it. Move over here a little bit. Alright, sorry for the movement. How's everybody doing tonight? If you can't hear me, I'll be getting there. There. Hope that's better. I'm all plugged in. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all doing good. I am going to make some sort of spooky card tonight using a couple different products. And give me 1 second here to get my cord out of the way here. I want to make sure it's not in your guys' face. Okay. So let me know if you're here. Say hi in the chat if you can. And we're going to get started here in just a second. I have to change my camera angle on my tablet. It's been kind of a crazy week here at work. So it's been a long week. So, all right. Hi, Denise. Hi, Penny. How are you guys? Welcome to us from Missouri. I'm not far away from you, Denise. I'm in Iowa. Tonight we're going to play with a few different things. I know that, and Penny, you probably know this better than I do right now, the Halloween box is on SOS status or limited, like there's only a few left. So I got the email this afternoon, but I thought I would play with we're going to use a piece of paper from the pad that comes in the box as our background. And, oh, you're outside of Jefferson City, Penny. I guess I didn't know that for sure. So that's good. So we're in the Midwest together. Is the weather decent there? It finally cooled off here. I'm going to choose the Be Spooky sentiment from the Hapa Haunting. And this is the stamp set that comes in the inspiration, or not the inspiration box, the Halloween box. It's cool here. I am so ready for cool. It was 92 on Tuesday. It was 65 today. It was perfect. And then I'm putting a few things aside that I grabbed and decided not to use so that I can get them out of our way. And then what we're going to use is, I've got the die of the month. We're going to use the pumpkin and the sunflower. And then I also grabbed Fabulous Florals. And I think I'm going to try to incorporate these two flowers because they look very similar to the ones that are in the die of the month. It is my kind of weather too. I'm just excited. The windows are open. 73 is going to be the high for the next week and a half. So I'm super excited about that. So what I did is I die cut a bunch of this out of watercolor paper. Just some watercolor paper I had left over from another project. I did have one pumpkin already cut that I was going to put on a project that I didn't finish. So I thought I'll use this too. And we're just going to kind of do I want to do light watercolor. I don't want anything to dry super hard, super long. I don't want to have to use my heat gun too much if I can help it. And I thought we would just go ahead and create. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a variety of Chroma Mists and watercolors to put some color down. I wanted to go completely with Halloween themes. I thought it'd be fun to kind of do some spooky stuff with this. Oh, Penny, that sounds fun. Rainy and highs in the 60s there. Well, it's not 30, I guess. So if you can dress for it, that sounds like fun. Well, I hope you have a great time. I'm going to start with some of the Chroma Mist, and I'm not going to spray my pumpkins because I don't want them to get super wet. I just want them to be somewhat, so I'm going to spray, it might be off camera, but I'm just going to spray some off to the side here. And I'm going to just use my water spritzer, and I'm going to move all my flowers out of the way, kind of protect them here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and spray my pumpkins. And when I cut my pumpkins, I noticed I cut this one off a little bit at the edge, so I'm going to use it, and I'm just going to cover that edge up, rather than cut a new one. So Well, I suppose bring a sweater, I guess, or dress in layers. That'll be fun. I'm excited to hear about your trip next time you're out live with us then, and all that good stuff, because that sounds like fun. I've never been to Europe. I probably will never go to Europe. I've been to Colombia, of all places, and I've been to China, and that was fun. So I got to see the jungles of Colombia, and then I did get to see a lot of China. I spent a week in China about 10 years. Oh, it's been longer than that. My kids were in junior high, just before high school. So I'd say at least 10 years, maybe 12 years. But we went during the 4th of July. And we were over there during the 4th of July, and it was so hot. So I am just quickly doing a wash with the tangerine orange. Oh, I wasn't, well, I guess that's not what I was going to do, but I totally forgot. I guess we're flying by the seat of our pants, aren't we? That's all right. I just thought it'd be fun to just kind of create. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to do until you sit down and create, and I thought this would be a good thing to do. Kind of show you guys some of my process sometimes when I'm creating. I loved the fall products that's coming out. Loved the stuff in the box. It's just fun. Fall's my favorite time of year. I love creating cards. My daughter was born in October, and Halloween is her favorite. So I've always gone a little overboard decorating for Halloween. I always had her have Halloween. She always had Halloween parties, just for fun. So what I'm going to do is, what I really want to do is make a couple Cinderella pumpkins, and I forgot. So I'm shaking off some Pearl Aqua pigment here, just to kind of mix it up and get the metallics in there. As you can see, my jar is getting very little. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just putting a little off on the side here. I'm going to grab a different paintbrush because I really wanted to do white ones, and I totally forgot, but that's okay. And I'm just they're going to make them very pearly and very white. But I thought I'd start with some white or some pearl, and then I'm going to add some white aqua pigment to this too, because originally I was just going to paint them white. Did Pearl run away with Opal? Aunt Opal or Aunt Opal, Penny? I'm from Minnesota, so I say both, but I have an Aunt Mary and an Aunt Meredith, so I don't know, it's kind of funny. So I'm also going to add some white. I just want to tone these down a little bit because I really was not going to go with an orange pumpkin, and I forgot, so. And then I'm going to put, I didn't put enough white down, so I'm just using some of the white Pearl pigment. Have to ask Christopher, did Pearl run away with Opal? Aunt Opal. Okay. I am lucky enough that I am going to get to see Christopher in a couple, 14 days? 14 days at an event here in Iowa. I'm super excited. So I haven't seen Christopher since 2019, when I first really, really found out about Brutus Monroe. And so I am super excited. Oh, okay. And I kind of might have known that, but sometimes I don't always. I'm kind of, when I watch a lot of YouTube, especially in the evenings, when he was live in the evenings a lot, I was kind of listening, but crafting videos are my kind of night thing that make me just Zen mode. So they're just comforting to me, and I start to relax and not like doze. I don't mean it to sound horrible like that, but that's kind of what happens. So. I'm not going to the store, Penny. I wish I was. I'm actually going to be we're going to be in Iowa, down in Des Moines. So I was going to go to the Create Your Own Ending back in 2020, and then you know what happened? The world shut down. So, and it was fine because I ended up I was technically, I was exposed through a second party, and I was worried that if I was going to get to go, I wouldn't know till the day of. So I just stayed home instead. And but I hope someday I get to go. I really would like to, because I just would love to visit the store. I think it would be amazing. Ooh, guess what? I just spilled a whole lot of aqua pigment on my desk. That's all right. We'll use it up. Yep, Kenny, that's the one I was supposed to go to, and I couldn't get to the 5 year that year because that's when I was working as a teacher, and I think I was already scheduled to work. So, and to be honest with you, before 2019, I am, I know I'm a talker, but I'm more of a, my mom's watching. I know she is, but I am also very shy when it comes to strangers. These are super wet, so I may have to dry these, but I wanted them to be a lot lighter than the original pumpkins. And I went to Junkie Fest in 2019, which hasn't happened since then, by myself. And I just decided I signed up for a ton of classes. It's happened in in Minnesota, and that's where I met Christopher the first time, at his booth. And I thought I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna craft. I'll scoop it back in the bottle. I will try. You know what though? I am a big fan of ink smushing, so I might just do a bunch of ink smushing on some colored cardstock and make ghosts out of it. Because it's off to the side here. No big deal. I'll buy more. Got to use our stuff up, right? All right. So I made so many friends and had so much fun that I don't have any problems going to crafty events anymore and just doing my thing. And hopefully I'll meet some people, and I have met some of the most wonderful people. Denise, ink smooshing is my favorite thing to do, especially with leftovers. So, all right. So now I've got these flowers, and I think I'm going to do purple. Even though they're kind of daisies, I think I'm going to do purple because, we've got some white, we've got some orange. I don't know if we're going to use any yellow yet. I haven't decided. I'm maybe I haven't quite decided yet. I might make yellow leaves. Yes, crafty people are the best and the most welcoming. I just love. I would go to a crafty event. Go to a crafty event before I go on vacation in a heartbeat. But I'm also a homebody. So next I'm going to use, this is a older Chroma Mist. It came with, I think, the Create Your Own Ending event. Cobweb Gray. No, I'm sorry. I am going to use that. But I'm going to use, first, I want to use purple, right? We're going to use lilac purple. And I'm going to spritz these just a little bit. And then we'll squish it in. Because I want purple flowers. I want to go totally Halloween theme here and just kind of create the Halloween vibe without being super spooky. Time got away from me. I had an idea of what I wanted to do earlier, and then I didn't have time to prep what I needed to, so I thought, well, I need to make a video on this other card. One of the cards that Christopher showed in the video during the live, when he showed the box, was the Witch in the Moon card, and I have an idea to change that up a little bit, and I thought I'd do that, but I need to put it in a video. So, all right, so we've got purple. I wanted to make them darker purple though, so I am actually gonna rub this off, and I did not grab any water, so I'm just gonna keep grabbing paintbrushes. You might have, Penny. I actually have to do that yet. I have all the stuff sitting there. It's just one of the projects that I haven't had a chance to do yet. I cannot wait to do it. I just haven't had a chance. And I actually kind of forgot about it. I know it's all sitting there because I saved everything for that one. Mostly because I haven't decided when it turns out if it's one I'm going to keep the way I think it is, or if it's one I'm going to have to give my daughter. Because, for her, it's her, well, like I said, her birthday's coming up. But what I did a couple weeks ago, I sent her a whole package of a bunch of old Halloween cards that I had because she just loves it so much. She starts dressing for Halloween on October 1st. And we spent one night, she was just chatting, and then I spent an hour just watching her. She literally spent an hour making a mask on her face with googly eyes. And she glued them all on by hand. It was awesome. It really was. She was testing it out to see what it would look like before, when Christmas was coming. So I don't care if these flowers are perfect. I just want them to have some dark and light spots. And like I said, I would want these to dry fairly quickly, so I don't want them to be heavily saturated. so I don't have to do too much tool heat blending with them. But I do want them to be kind of splotchy, and then, like I said, purple, they're purple and all that good stuff. So, all right, I like that. So now I'm going to move those into another box. I keep dropping my stuff everywhere. I have a new tablet on order. It was on back order, and I think I saw it's coming in, I think next week. So I'm super excited. And that should help a little bit with the lives. And then I need to get a new microphone too. And then eventually a new phone. I've had my phone for about 4 years now, so it's time to upgrade. All right, we've got our purple flowers. So then now for our centers, I don't think I'm going to use yellow. I think we're just going to do black, and I'm just going to go ahead and spritz this off to the side here, and I'm going to just kind of dip it in there. I don't care if I get a little inky. I can wipe my hands off, and I can set these off to the side and let those dry. And like I said, then if we have to get out the heat gun, we have to get out the heat gun. There we go. I just love, I couldn't wait. I just love, when I saw this die of the month, I could not wait to order it. I kept thinking, is it September 1st? Is it September 1st? Being on the design team, sometimes we get to see things a little bit in advance, and I was just waiting, and I was like, order that so I can have that in right away, because I wanted to be able to use it. So I just love it. Okay, so now we've got these little leafy, they're supposed to be lavender, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray them with, I'm going to just use some yellow Chroma Mist, because yellow is another Halloween color. Grab another paintbrush. We're just going to make them nice and yellow for another pop of color. And then we can talk about leaves and vines and all that good stuff. It doesn't take too long to dry, as long as you're not super saturating this. Create your own ending 2021. Okay, well, and you know what? The thing is there is black aqua pigment that would work as well, and or watercolor if you didn't have that. I just thought I better use it. We got to use our supplies, right? So I thought I'd grab it out and things like that. Hi, Shannon. How are you? I am creating a bunch of mess with some Chroma Mist and aqua pigment, and we're going to throw them all together. So next I have a bunch of the vines and leaves from the die of the month. Oh, I forgot the centers for the other flowers. Hi, Darren. I'm using some of Shannon's fabulous flowers too tonight. I got to put a little bit more. Which one was black? I don't remember which one was black. Well, we'll just make this one black. Because those flowers in there remind me a lot of the flowers that come in the die of the month, but they're different sizes, so they're going to match. So we're going to mash them up. But we're kind of making a spooky card. I'm going to leave that little bit of black there because we might do some splatter. And then last, I'm going to use some leaf green Chroma Mist. Yeah, I'm going to be, maybe covered in it. I think I'm just going to dip these all in again. I'm trying to just let them, like I said, not get super saturated, because we're going to want to dry them right away. I didn't get the middle of this one out. Let's see if I can get that out. If I not, I might just cover it up. I was quickly die cutting when I got home from work, and then dinner was ready. And I was like, oh, so we might just cover that part up because I didn't get it out and I don't want to poke it. It's been, like I said, I am so ready for the end of the month. I'm going home to see my parents next week. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to help them move. And then I get home on Sunday night. And then on Thursday, like I said, I am leaving to go to Des Moines to see a bunch of my crafty friends and Christopher and go to Stamp Joy. And I'm super excited about that. So lots of fun, crafty stuff going on. And then it's going to be Halloween. Oh, Shannon, I'm obsessed with the whole thing. I think I just lost the middle of that leaf, but that's okay. This whole die set is awesome. It's just great. I think the curly Q is fun. I added just those two, I think, to the card I have coming up. I told you I was going to get inky. And I wanted to add more. I wanted long ones, and I wanted to like just keep going with the vines and create this fun. They'd be fun to make, kind of like not really cobwebby, but you know what I mean? Like tangly. Just using a little water, clean some of that off my fingers. Tangly mess. Okay, so that stuff's kind of dry. Let's see how things are going. I think I'm going to get my heat tool out, guys. We are going to have to do a little bit of heat. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move my microphone away for a few minutes so you're not super loud. Oh, lost one inside. Whew, that's hot. Woo, going away. We're going to move those in. Thank you, Denise. I think I like the flowers. I don't use flowers a lot. I'm trying to get better at that. So these pumpkins are really wet since I didn't do them exactly how I wanted. So I got to let them dry or they won't. I can't glue them down. So just a minute here. Oh, that's hot. All right. All right. Sorry for the long pause, guys, while I was doing. They're not 100% dry, but I'm going to let them dry it up a little bit while we get going, and they'll be okay. Hi, Donna. How are ya? We're kind of creating a little bit of a Halloween fun card. I'm going to use just a rag here and dab off some of the extra paint. I'm okay with just the messiness of the cards getting a little messy because, we're going to do some splatter. Splatter's the savior of everything, right? And I'm just going to kind of dab off some of the extra. We just wanted to make sure they were mostly dry so they'll stick together. So I got a bunch of flowers and dyes, so we got a whole pile of stuff. See? Here. So we're going to put the pumpkins off to the side. Okay, so we've got flowers. These 3 flowers came from the dye of the month. And these 2 flowers came from the Fabulous Flowers floral set, and they're very similar. I mean, look, you could even layer them perfectly on top of one another. Isn't that cool? When I was looking at them tonight, I'm like, they're awesome. They kind of go together. So we got a big one and a little one and some kind of small ones there in the middle. Got a couple pumpkins. And then we got a bunch of accessories to kind of throw in. So let's start gluing together here. So we're going to put these black centers on our flowers, of course. And of course my glue decides to just not work tonight. Let's squirt some of that out. That's always has something happen with Alive, right? I don't want to put pop dots on it yet because they're still a little bit damp. All right, let's see if we can get some of that squirt out here. I'll just do that on a little, or I'll grab another glue. Okay, my glue doesn't like me tonight. Let's grab another glue. I gotta have one here somewhere. Let's see. All right, found some Ultrabond. Oh, thanks, Donna. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. Well, I will tell you that anytime I have Facebook open all the time because I use it for work. So people can message if they want and say, hey, give me a distraction. And I will say, how you doing? When I can. So feel better, Donna. It's not, I don't like being, I'm a baby when I get sick. So I tend to want my mommy when I get sick and do nothing else. So, all right. So we've got this black, fun black center, and the small ones are going to have like a big center. Oh, that's sticking to myself because I'm sticky. I might have to fix that. All right. Let's wipe my fingers off, guys. I'm sticky. All right. Get some rest, Donna. Watch some YouTube. I hope everything gets better, and the weather cooperates for you so that you can feel. So feel so much better. I was telling them earlier that my fingers are sticking, so they're taking out the centers of these flowers. Chicken soup for dinner from Grandma's. Oh, yep, that's the best stuff for you. That, and I like to put Vicks on my feet and put when I'm really sick, and I put my socks on, and I hate wearing socks to bed, but it helps me so much in the morning. Oops, I slid that one over because it's a little bit damp. All right, so we got the centers of those daisies going. I probably should have switched the centers around, but we're not gonna. We're just gonna make it happen. I'm gonna put a little bit in the middle of this one and a little bit in the middle of this one. And we're going to stick these ones down in front. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of have a messy, watercolory look to our die cuts, and how you can make them, choose a flower and paint it a Halloween color and add it together and make a spooky card. All right, we got those glued together. Let them dry a little bit. I'm going to switch this around, grab a couple more of these blocks here. Ooh, I moved that one. Let's get these blocks drying down here and see if that'll help. Okay, and then I am going to punch these out so we have the dimension from the pumpkins. Like I said, this is an example of I didn't cut it out perfectly, but I'm still going to use it, and then we'll just cover up that corner because I didn't had it just on the edge of the paper. And we're going to just glue this down. The layering on this pumpkin is really fun. I want to play with it some more. I am not going to do a lot of crafting on Saturday this week. I have to work. My boss is having a golf tournament. It's going to be hard work. I have to sit. Ooh. Well, Shannon, you get to mom him, and that's sometimes fun too, as long as he's a good patient, right? I'm just kidding. We love our kids. Now, Saturday I have to work at a golf tournament for my boss. It's super hard work. I have to sit at hole number 3, and I have to, first I probably should remember to charge my camera, I have to be a witness in case someone gets a hole in one. So we have 2 golf tournaments a year. So I get to sit there and have an adult beverage and watch to see if someone gets a hole in one, and they have a chance to win, I think, $10,000. So I'm really hoping. It's never happened. So I'm really hoping that it can happen. And if it happens on my watch. The Fabulous Flocks in St. Louis for, ooh, Penny, that sounds wonderful. I love Broadway. I love musicals. They're some of my favorite things. I was lucky enough that my daughter, when she was in high school, was in band. She stayed in band long enough to go on the New York trip. And we got to go to New York. We got to see Phantom, which I never thought I'd get to see, see a Broadway show. But that, I think they're just fun. The details that goes in. I was into theater. My kids were in theater. I love theater. I love theater when it's really good, and I love theater when the people acting in it. Like when it's not a high production. Like I said, for like high school, my kids were in. I think my daughter was in 32 plays by the time she graduated between first grade and senior year of high school. And my son was in like 28. My daughter was in every single one that our school produced from 5th grade through high school. And then she actually, when she was in middle school, got to be in 2 high school plays because they didn't have enough adults. And she was a munchkin. All right, we got all our pieces. They're kind of drying, so now we're just going to kind of make a layout and see, and you guys can give me your thoughts. So what I did is I'm going to, where did I put my card base now? I set it here somewhere, and then of course I covered it up with all my stuff. Okay, we got a black card base because it's Halloween, of course. And I cut down one of the panels from the Something Spooky paper, which comes in the Halloween box. It's like I said, there's only a few left, so if you want to get that, go ahead and go over and grab that. And I'm going to put that on my card base. First one of the season, Ain't Too Proud, Sorry, The Temptations. Wow, that's awesome. And I just cut this out with a rectangle stitch die from my stash. I like a stitched edge on my cards. I think it just gives it a finished look. And then we're just going to go ahead and I think I might have even lost my sentiments that I already got out. To Kill a Mockingbird is in March. Ooh, I love To Kill a Mockingbird. Very good play. And Richard Thomas, John Boyford is going to be in it. To Kill a Mockingbird, my brother played Boo Radley, I think. And the guy I went to my high school senior prom with was never in a play before in his life, and he ended up being Atticus. He was really good, so I went home to see it. In particular, my brother was in it, so I wanted to see it, but it was really, really good. So we're just going to lay these on and decide what we want. I might have too much stuff. We'll see what we think. And then I'll start gluing some stuff down. Yeah, that's exciting, Penny. I'm really happy for you. That'll be fun, fun, fun. I don't live close enough to do any of that stuff, and I am, like I said, I don't necessarily want to travel. So I am glad to just travel if I'm going to do crafty stuff or see my family in Minnesota. All right, so we got some flowers. I think this is kind of what we're going to do. I'll cut off the X, and then we're going to go ahead and stick in the rest of our stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start layering this down, okay? How's it looking? Everything? Like it? Look good? I know it's not super spooky, but it's a Halloween card. So I think I'm going to start with the layering of this pumpkin. We're just going to kind of one at a time glue them down. Oh, yeah, yes, Penny. Are you going by yourself? Are you going with friends, family? All right. So we like this one here. Okay, we're going to just move some stuff out of the way. I kind of remember where I put stuff. It's Autumny. Yes, it is Autumny. And I can change the name to Let's Get Autumny. But I am putting, maybe we'll have to change the sentiment from Be Spooky to something else. I was thinking of making one of these pumpkins a jack-o'-lantern, but I decided I wanted to use the layers instead. You know, I'm sure if I looked through my stash of dies, we could very, very, very easily make some sort of jack-o'-lantern face. Okay, so we've got those. And it looks like there's just a little bit of hair sticking up here because of the layers. So I'm just going to grab a quick piece of a foam dop here from my desk, a real thin one. And my craft pick. Stick that one there, and I'll stick one more. Oh, that sounds like fun. 2 hours isn't bad. 2 hours is a good, you know. I think the closest for me to see something that would be considered like a Broadway type production would be 4 hours down to Des Moines, and it's by Hill and Dale. You know, I mean, it's no straight shot. So, all right, so we got our pumpkins. Now let's get our flowers in here. I do too, Penny. Shannon, I kind of want to use like all of this paper. I don't know what I want to do with it. I need to like find some time to just sit down and create because I love the paper in this box. I just want to create a bunch of cards. I don't always feel that way, but this has just been calling me to and compelling me to want to create with them. This year, one of my goals, besides using scraps, has been to use up stash. I've had these in my stash for probably 10 years. They're so old. So I'm going to use them. And because the centers of my flowers are so big, I can cover that up. It won't be seen. So we're going to pop these up. I am going to stick one underneath. Well, Penny, eat something yummy for me. How's that sound? Is that a deal? Eat something yummy for me. I don't go out very often to restaurants either because we live in a very, very small town. We have a couple of restaurants, but it seems like kind of more of a hassle around here sometimes. So I like to hear when other people get to go out and do fun things like that. I think that it's a good thing I live in a small town. I think if I lived in a little bigger city, I would probably eat out more often. And I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm going to try to slip this one kind of underneath. And then we're going to stick this one up on top. Oh, I don't know where I want it. I really don't want it. I kind of want it under the pumpkin, but I want it popped up too. So here, we'll do it like that. How's that look? There we go. Okay, so now we got to add our little doodads and stuff. I thought we had to have a punch of yellow. So like I said, we got this fall kind of, and make sure I'm on camera, right guys? Because I'm not even paying attention to that. I'm off camera a little bit. I'll move it up a little bit. I changed back from to my real desk chair that I bought for my craft room. And I noticed that it's kind of falling. So I don't always sit up as high as I normally do. And it kind of throws me off a little bit when I'm crafting that I sit a little closer. I understand. Yes, yes. You know, I work at a real estate firm and we have some rentals, and there's a little stand at one of our rentals that has tomatoes for sale. And they're actually you can just pick them up. And it was just reminding me of just small town. I just love this. And I looked in the box as I walked by, and there was tomatoes and a cabbage. And I thought, how nice. You know, you could just go and pick up a couple tomatoes if you wanted them fresh for dinner, or, you know, a piece of cabbage. And, you know, that's some of the things I love watching on like TV and movies. It reminds me of just, you know, the idyllic place, and you walk by and see like a little farmer's market or little shops that have outdoor food bins. And Gonna throw in some of these little curly cues here. We got to hide this one because I couldn't get the center out of that one. We'll tuck that one down underneath. And we're not going to tuck them all the way. I'm going to let it stick up a little bit, give it a little dimensions. See, Penny, that sounds awesome. A pumpkin festival. We actually have, I can't go this year because I'm working, but, well, I guess I could go during the, but I like to go during the day. We have German Fest this weekend here in Gothenburg. We're a very German town, obviously, by the name Gothenburg. It's usually not good weather. This year it looks like it's decent. There's weenie dog races and polka bands and German food and German beer and all that good stuff. But it's fun. I usually kind of go down and walk through in the mornings and look at the vendors and see if there's something I want. Like I need some new scents for my wax melt, so I should go and look and see if there's a Scentsy lady, but who knows? We'll see. I'm gonna stick that one in there, and then we're gonna stick a couple of these leaves. I thought I cut out 2 of those, but I must have forgot. I must have lost one, or I only cut out 1. So we're just going to stick a couple of the leaves underneath. Apple Festival sounds good. I love apples. I could eat an apple. I used to eat an apple every day, but that's my favorite lunch, Donna, is an apple. Just eat an apple for lunch. Throw a little cheese, maybe, or some crackers with it. And then we'll put one of these little green leaves. I'm just going to put a little dot on the bottom. Stick that one maybe under here. So I am going to, off camera, cut down a piece of white cardstock to put inside for my card base. So, okay, so we've got that. I was going to add some splatter, but I think I'm going to change my mind on the splatter and just use up a little bit of stuff. We have several German towns winery, and they do Oktoberfest, Mayfest. Okay, that sounds like fun. Yeah, it's not a lot here because we're just, like I said, we have this little tent. It's like 2 blocks long, but people come from all over. The weenie dog races was something new, and that was fun. But this year, there's always a homemade beer contest. This year, they're going to do something where can you stand and hold with your hand straight out, holding 3.5 pounds. So it's going to be like a beer stein with beer in it. See how long you can stand and see who wins. I think that's kind of fun. That's something new I saw this year. All right, let's look for my sentiment. I think we need to change our sentiment though, guys, right? Shannon, one thing I can see is check and see if there's oh, I changed my microphone around. Check and see if there's a Facebook post for your city or a chamber, and then you'll find out if there is. But I think we have to change this post around a little bit. I can't do spooky on here. It's not spooky. So let's do Hello Autumn. Now, I think my die is over across the room. I just throw everything, guys. I'm just a mess tonight. I apologize. Let's get this all working out the right way. All right. All right. We got this. We got my die. We're going to do Hello Autumn. I think this is kind of a fun autumny card. I just found a piece of scrap cardstock. We're going to cut this down quick with a stitch die. I wanted to make a spooky card, but I didn't just get there yet. That's okay. I've got some time. I can make a spooky card yet. We got lots of month of October left, right? And I went to, if you haven't gone over to the shop yet, you need to go over and check out. There's a bunch of SVG, digital SVGs. I really love, there was one that was a cemetery. And I think Shannon used one in her card that was the fence, I think. I did print that one off. I ended up not using that one. I cut the frame off of the cemetery, but there's a bunch of sayings that you can use and just make some fun cards for the season coming up here. I'm going to just kind of push this in place, and we're going to put this Hello Autumn. I am going to try not to use my dies because this is such a small piece, but this Hello Autumn fits perfectly in the center of my little piece of paper here. Okay. All right. So I do need to use some anti-static powder tool. And we need some alabaster white ink. I put that on my counter. Yes, they do. Oh, good for you, Shannon. It's awesome to have it for like this because you don't have to move such a big, if you're doing the small things. I like both of them. And I think the Hero Arch one, is that one suction? And so we're just going to lightly tap this down. Oop, I didn't tap it down quite half. I don't want to push too hard because it's just nice and a gentle font. But if that one suctions down, that's even better. I sat there. I am doing a swap at the convention I'm going to in a couple of weeks. I've never really made more than one of any card, ever. And I have to make 25. Can't quite get, there's my age. All right, so we got the Hello Autumn, and then we're going to stick this quick in some alabaster embossing powder. You can tell I like white embossing powder because I have a ton of it in here. That's the one I have, Penny. Yep, the Sizzix one that has section on the bottom. I found it at a garage sale at my local craft store. And I thought perfect because I go to a couple crops with some girlfriends and I'm tired of bringing my big one with. All right, I need to find my tong thingies here. We're going to quick melt this. But it's nice to have that little one so you don't have to drag a big one over onto your desk. It's okay if it doesn't. My other little blue one doesn't have the suction, but if it does, it's really nice for when you're cutting out a lot at once. If you're going to do multiple cuts. And that's what I was saying. I'm making 25 of the same card for a swap. And gosh, I love embossing powder. And so I took my die cut machine outside so I could watch football with my honey this weekend. And I just sat there and he's like, it's not moving. It's not stuck. And I'm like, no, it's not going to stick because unfortunately, I'm not using it inside. All right. What do you think? Do we like it? Is it on the pumpkin okay? Or, yeah, I think we need to have it on this pumpkin. Yes? Hope that's okay with y'all because that's what we're going to do. Where's my glue? Awesome, Shannon. Thank you. Yeah, let me know. Thank you. All right, awesome. All right, I got to get my little T ruler here. This card is turning out a lot better than I expected it to. Isn't that funny? But this is kind of my way of crafting sometimes. When I'm creating, I start with an idea and I just go with it. And that's what I kind of wanted to do tonight is that, sometimes that's all you need to do. Awesome. Okay, so we got that. See, look at all that dimension. And of course we used the pearl embossing, the pearl on the pumpkins. And so that's very shimmery. It doesn't really show up terribly much. But like I said, I like the different colors of the two pumpkins. This guy's kind of hiding back here. But I like how it turned out. What do you guys think? The little die cutters do not seem to warp plates. No, they don't. And I'm worried about that because my little die cutter was something I won, and I only have the 2 plates. So I've only been cutting into one right now, and I need to order more plates so I have a backup plate. But I haven't. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Penny. Thanks, Shannon. Denise, thank you very much. I just love it. I don't think your mom is getting this one, LOL. No, my mom, mom, are you listening? No, my mom's not going to get this one. It's funny, Shannon, is that I have all of my event cards that I've made at every event that I've been or class that I've been at in the last few years. And I have almost all of my design team cards. I either have them all or I've sent them all to the store. I think I kind of keep them as a reminder. So I really like how this turned out. It was not exactly what I was expecting to do tonight, but I thought I'd go for it. Just cut a bunch of dies, do some coloring, and I love the different, look at the dimension. I mean, you can look at the dimension on that. That's fun. And I like the texture and the different colors, the flowers and everything. So Penny, I just got a magic mat because I'm doing an event with the the SCT magazine. That's next weekend. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Michael's teaching a class there, and it's amazing. I can't wait to use it to do that class. And they gave us a magic mat in our box, and I'm super excited to try it out. I haven't even done it yet, so thank you guys very much. I will get a picture taken of this and get it posted tomorrow. It's so dark right now that I won't get a good shot. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me tonight, and I hope I inspired you to kind of look through your dies and see. Like I said, we use the Fabulous Florals and the die of the month to create these cards, and get inspired by the colors of the season, and create something. Thank you guys. Have a great evening, and I will see you soon. Bye.